Aloha, Rich Alverson here. This is ICS 321, summer 2024. This is the introductory video, and I currently have my camera off, but in future videos you should be able to see me. In this video, I'm just going to go over the basics of the class and the things that you need to know. So if you log into Laulima, laulima.hawaii.edu, it should look something like this. Maybe your home screen is going to look like this. If you don't see the course up here, click over here on the little waffle thing there, and you should be able to check, put an asterisk, enable the star next to the course. Just click on the X and it should be able to, then it should appear. If you click on the class, the overview page is the syllabus. And this course is online asynchronous. There will be a playlist of videos. This one will be the first one, so that's why this is not highlighted yet. This is me. If you'd like to meet via Zoom, this is my personal Zoom address. This is my email, and this, let's see if I can make this bigger. Yeah. And then texting is a really good way to get a hold of me. The first time you text me, tell me who you are so I can put your name in there. We have a TA this semester, and this is how you can get a hold of the TA. Very nice person. Okay, so make sure you purchase the textbook. This is the textbook. You should be able to click on this link, and it opens up the textbook. If you haven't registered yet, it won't open up directly up to the textbook. It'll ask you to sign in. So, and I've signed in already here, so that's why it went directly to the textbook. I'll get to that in a moment. So the textbook is $89, and you need to buy it because you do the exercises, you do the activities in the textbook, and they're scored, and 70% of your grade comes from that, so that's important. Let's go down to the calendar. We see that in the calendar we have these participation activities. Actually, if you go down to the grading policy here, there's participation activities, and that comes out of your textbook. That's 20% of your grade. There are these challenge activities, and they're little quizzy type things, but you can keep on taking them until you get the right answer. And each time you get the wrong answer, it explains what you got wrong very clearly. And then there are these labs, which are actually little programs. In this course, it would be mostly SQL statements, or SQL where you're creating a database, or you're interrogating a database, or inserting, or whatever. And then there's going to be 4 projects or assignments. Sometimes I say assignments, and sometimes I say projects, and you will be provided with your own MySQL server to be able to do those assignments. So I've really divided the course up into 30 days because this is summer and we got 30 days, and it kind of works out. It's more or less if this course were to meet twice a week, there would be 30 sessions, so it's kind of like that. There are these participation activities, and those are when we go over the textbook, you'll see more clearly what those are. Anyway, the due dates are only recommended. They're due dates here, but they're just recommended because everything in this course is auto graded. It doesn't take a human. A human will operate the auto grader, but a human does not have to, engage in your assignment unless you would like me or the TA to if you can't get something, then you email us and we're able to go in and look at your code or how far you've gotten and help you there. But other than that, you're able to grade your own assignments. You're able to do everything until you get all the points. So there's no limit to how many times you can do submissions. and that's kind of how it is in the real world. The important thing is that you get everything done by, this is the Sunday after the last day of class. And because I have to turn in my grades the next day, I have to compute my grades and turn in my grades the next day. So because everything is auto graded, I can give you full credit just as long as you get everything done by this date. One of us will be periodically copying your scores from the textbook or from the auto grader for the assignments over to the grade book here in La Lima, so you'll be able to see your progress, your recorded progress. Okay, so the first thing that's important is you have to do this weekly engagement thing, and you have to do that so I know that you're going to take the class. So just click on weekly engagement, click on participation verification, and just say something. Briefly, how do I? Has it started yet? Anyway, I'll figure out why this isn't working for me. Anyway, I'll check that. But you should be able to type something in there. This account here that I'm using is not really registered for the course. It's a guest account, so that could be why I cannot type anything in there. If you have problems typing stuff in there, then just let me know. All right, so make sure you do the weekly engagement, and it's nice if you go in every week and just put a sentence in there just to let me know that you're still around and you're engaging at least every week. And the reason that has to do with, for example, if you should drop the course, I have to say when the last time was you participated. If you just sort of things like that. If you're doing well in the course and there isn't any reason for me to go in and look, it's only the first week that I will be looking at. All right, so let's take a look at the textbook. You should click through all the participation activities, complete the challenge activities. You can try as many times as you can, and then there's the lab activities, and there are videos in the resources folder to help you with pretty much every one of these lab activities. These are all in the textbook. You can click on the textbook in La Lima with this textbook link right here, which I just did earlier. And it opens up to this. If you click on down here, click on My Activity, which I haven't already clicked on, you can see your progress in the participation, in the challenge, and in the so-called labs. You don't have to do anything that's optional. This changes a little bit every semester when I make certain things optional and certain things not optional, just to change it up a little bit. And the textbook is updated every year or so. But anyway, so you can come in here and see how well you've done. I am able to download your scores. Now, just as an aside, this thing isn't perfect. I've been doing this for a lot of semesters, and every now and then there's a glitch in the system, okay? And so if you look here and you have 100% on all your things, or 100%, and then you look over in La Lima, and if I have just updated the scores, and yours does not match what the scores in La Lima don't match what your textbook scores are, just let me know. It could very well be it'll either be a bug in the grader, or it'll be that I'm slow, or we're slow at updating the La Lima scores, and so the La Lima scores don't reflect your current progress. So those are usually the two reasons. Anyway, so these participation activities, you should watch that. You just click through them. So here, you read this. You can click, I'm going to do 2 times the speed, and you just click through this thing, and this explains the different kinds of data that we have. You click this, and then you read this kind of data, and then there's this kind of data, and then there's this measurement data, and after I've clicked through all these, I got a check mark there, and when I go back to my here, I can see that I've done 9% of section 1. So that's the idea there with the participation. You just have to read it and click through it, and here you just drag these to the right place. You can click through that, duh, it's correct. And if it's wrong, you just move it around until you get it correct, and then you get the points. So those are participation activities. This is how you learn, and it's a little bit nice diagrams and automation and so on. You can always just you answer it. You can just answer it till you get the right one. There you go. I got it. There's some fill in the blanks, and if you click a couple times, you can see what the answer is. And so the idea is that you learn this and you get the right answer. If you get the wrong answer, you look and read it again, see why, and then you can get the right answer. And if you've gone through all this, you can fool it. But the idea is that you don't, then you'll get all those points. Let's take a look at one with a challenge activity in here. So here we're introducing the kinds of things that you're going to learn well taking this class, and queries is one, database queries is one. And this sort of briefly goes over, there's basically 4 different kinds of queries. Selecting, which displays stuff out. You can insert data into a table. You can update a particular row of a table, and you can delete a row of a table. And so you click through that and you understand that. There's another participation. These are the 4. You can click through that, and this sort of explains them. This is very rudimentary explanation, because later on you're gonna, I meant to click here. Yeah, so this is just chapter 1, and later on we're going to learn all about these commands in detail, and you're going to learn all kinds of different ways of putting them together and breaking down databases into tables and joining tables together and everything. This just introduces you to all the concepts. Okay, let's go to a challenge activity. Here it is. It's blue. And so here, let's start it up. And so it says it gives us an insert statement, which if we would have read up above, we would know that here we're inserting into the table country. That's this table. We're inserting these values. And in SQL, order, as far as columns go, fields go, order counts, or order matters. So this means the first one, this means the second one, this means the third one, this means the fourth one. So this is basically inserting into a new country, inserting Vietnam in there, capital Hanoi, the area is whatever that is, 119,700, and it became independent in 1945. And so we're supposed to pick what is the new row's area. Well, that must be this one here. So I select this number and I click check, and I got it right. Okay, let's go on to the next one, and this time I'll do it wrong so you can see what that's like. Select the name. So I'm selecting a name from the country where the area is less than 41,000. So all the ones that are less than 41,000 are this area. This is less than 41,000. So is this. So is this. So is this, but not this one. So we're supposed to, so what the result is going to be 4 names. It's going to be the first 4, because all 4 of them, the first 4 are all less than 41,000. And we're only going to display out the name. Let's see what the result table has. Oh, I guess I just fill in the 4. It's going to have 4 names. Is that so? I'm going to answer the wrong one. So I'm going to say 3. And what happens? It says, ooh, it expected 4. Oh, gee, all we got to do is I click next. I changed it a little bit. Less than 3,400. The first one and the last one. So that's 2. So I'm going to say 2 this time. And I got it right. All right, so those are challenge activities. And see, I got 2 there. If I go back to my beginning of the table and see I got half there's only one, there's four of them you saw, and I got the first two, so that's at 50% now. All right, so that's that, and you don't have to you don't have to do any of the labs here, but see, there's a lab. Here's a lab. This is here we're asked to write the create statement. We're supposed to write the create table. Let's see. Well, you should probably take a look at that. I guess we write this SQL statement. It's just going to be one, and it's going to be create table. If I go back, well, I'm not going to do it now, but it's going to be create, then the name of the table. If you go back to here's the create table statement. This looks like the create table statement right here. So it's going to look something like this. Let's see if I can go back and do it now. So that was in here. It's going to look something like this. And it's going to be create table movie. This is movie. Where ID is an integer. There's other constraints on here. Well, I'm going to let you do this, but anyway, this is what you do. You can run it. You can see what the result is here, and you can also it's preparing the environment. It'll execute, and it'll probably give me an error because the problem is that these are not real data types. It's integer or var for variable or so on. Anyway, so that's that, and I didn't, and then, but here you debug your statement, and when you're all done, you click on submit for grading, and then that scores it. So that's the textbook basically. You've seen participation, challenge, and labs, and you can see basically how many there are. You can, I guess you can look in the overview and look in the down here, and you can see that there's 1,143 points of participation. That's every page has those. There's this many points of challenges, and there's probably about 25 labs. You don't have to do all the labs. Here, there's a bunch of them that I require, and I'm probably going to throw at least one of these out. And then there's a bunch of additional ones, and here I dropped the lowest 5, so you only have to get, so you can not do well on some of them, or not, you can skip the really hard ones. All right, so that's the textbook. Let's look at the SQL assignments. If you look at assignments, click on assignments. There's 4 assignments here. The first one, the first one you set up your database. And there's a video. So you watch the video, you log in, and here's where it tells you how to log in. And everyone's got their own. And then you use this auto grader, this grading assistant here. Make sure it's summer 2024, and you put in your username and your password for your cPanel. Then this thing logs into your cPanel and tests it out. So if I do, I think I got and I don't know if I can remember this right. Yours is going to be something like yours is going to end in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and I had to start doing that because some students take more than one class from me, and I do this kind of thing in several of my classes. And so, but this is one I'm using right now. Let's see what happens if I click on this. Okay, so this is what I guess I'll save this. So here's this. It scored the first one because I've done this assignment already, and look, everything's green, so I got everything right. And at the end, it says how many points I got, and I got 10 out of 10, and that's great. And then you can go back, and there's these. These are for the first assignment. This is for the second assignment, the third assignment, and the fourth assignment. You're just creating 3 different databases here for the first assignment. Here this Queen Anne one, and I think I may give you, well, there's a video for every one, and see the video. And then this third one here is it's another kind of a database, and there's a video. And for Queen Anne, I actually give you the spreadsheet and SQL, so you can just do an import, and the video shows that. All right, so that's the first assignment. The second assignment is you're making some triggers, and basically what a trigger is if you're inserting into a database and you want to say you want to put in a constraint like don't insert this data if it doesn't meet these particular conditions or requirements, it can reject and so on. So anyway, there's a couple of them, and these assignments are really straightforward. You watch the video, you pay attention, you only have to you have to understand it barely, and then you might have to make one little addition or something like that. So these are meant to be easy. It's meant to be where you read it, you understand it enough, you make the little addition that you're supposed to make, and then it works, and you see that it works, and so you get that reinforcement there. And so here's a couple of triggers for these databases that you created in this first assignment. That's why you have to create the databases in the first assignment. You make some triggers in the second assignment. You write some stored procedures in the third assignment. And stored procedures is more than a trigger. It can access several tables and so on. So there's these contrived examples using the databases that you created earlier, and I think you even used the trigger that you created. And I tell you, it's like this is all the code, and then down at the bottom, anyway, watch the video, and if you pay attention, it should be pretty straightforward. And then the last one is you're actually making some APIs, and here you're actually writing some PHP code. And I think I only have PHP. I used to do some Python, but I don't do that anymore. But these do kind of coincide. If you go back to the textbook, they do kind of coincide with some things you're learning over here, like normal forms. The last database is beyond. Well, it's you. So you in the schema one, you actually make like a Boy Scout, and you make a fifth normal form, and so on. In these are like stored procedures and triggers, database programming, and then these are APIs, and here you actually do something in Java. This is the Java one is required. The Python one is optional. Same problem, but different languages. And they're simple enough, so if you've never seen Python before, you do this Python example here, and you go, and you learn a little bit about Python. All right, so that's that. Videos to help you through most of them. All right, so that's it. I'm going to close this up. Make sure you do the weekly engagement assignments, so I know that you're taking the class. Make sure you buy the textbook, and make sure you finish everything by Sunday, June 30th, 2024, to get full credit for everything. All right. Thanks for watching.